In this work, we present results pertaining to the recent research field which is known as laboratory astrophysics. We consider a few properties of the outer domain of young stellar object optical jets as the stream collimation, the symmetry about the axis, and the possible formation of axial high-density regions. Astrophysical jets are ubiquitous throughout the universe. They can be observed emerging from protostellar objects, stellar X-ray binaries, and supermassive black holes located at the center of active galaxies, and are believed to originate from a central object which is surrounded by a magnetized accretion disk. Our experiment does not require a high energy density facility and is conceptually very simple. We have conceived a set of laboratory simulations and performed three-dimensional numerical simulations which reproduce the mid-long-term evolution of such a kind of jet. In the films that we show here, these jets survive and maintain their collimation even without the confining effects of the magnetic field. The jets are quasi-isentropic, aborts lighter and heavier than the ambient, and meet the two main scaling parameter requirements for protostellar jets: the ejection Mach number and ambient jet density ratio. The flows that we can observe are obtained from a Laval nozzle, and they propagate along a cylindrical vacuum vessel. It is possible to use different gases for the jet and the surrounding ambient, which allows a wide variation of the density ratio. The gases used are helium, argon, xenon, and air. The flow in the nozzle is driven by a fast piston system which is capable of producing the right gas stagnation conditions. The visualizations and measurements are based on the electron beam method. An electron gun creates an electron sheet that intercepts the jet and generates a plain fluorescent section of the flow, which is then acquired by a fast camera equipped with an image intensifier. The numerical simulation is a complete reproduction of the laboratory experiment, which includes all the flow transient phases: acceleration, near steady state, and deceleration. This allowed a comparison of the results obtained from the two methodologies. For example, the following images show the light jet before impact with the right wall of the chamber. It is possible to see in both lab and in the simulation the bow shock and the cocoon, while the reflection at the lateral boundaries can only be observed in the simulations. It is also possible to see the compression shocks along the jet caused by the cocoon backflow, which generates a shear that acts on the inner part of the jet. We have carried out a joint experimental and numerical study on the propagation of hypersonic jets under conditions that mimic, in some ways, the behavior of protostellar jets. The numerical simulations agree with the data obtained in the laboratory concerning the global morphology, the jet head advance speed, the formation and structures of knots, and the final fate of the jet. These results confirm that hypersonic jets can propagate over long distances without external confining mechanisms as magnetic fields. Possible applications of this research: the study of the bow shock of planets in the solar wind and the study of the acceleration experienced by a body crossing cocoons, bow shocks, and density knots. So, what exactly is astrophysics in the lab? Astrophysics in the lab is a pioneering and economic investigation tool which can be used together with space exploration. It is very important to understand physical phenomena that has to be faced outside the solar system, a necessity in our long-term future. After all, when the sun starts to die, we should all be able to leave the Earth.